What the fuck is this shit? You think you could just fucking play some other game? Meanwhile, we were waiting for Minecraft for years. Loser. You're over there, sitting on your ass, playing some other fucking
Dragon Ball FighterZ still exists,
weeable game,
right?
when you could be playing Minecraft instead, which your channel was based off of in the first place. And here you are, dicking around playing some fucking stupid game. Fuck CarbonDuck.
God bless, get the hell out with your anime. I bet it shines, but it's still such a small, tiny dick. That's why you suck, and you're shy, and you cry, and you suck, take the dick, play somewhere else.
LOL plays an anime fighting game in 2021 and probably doesn't know how to
play this.
Wow, you really are a family-friendly Minecraft channel.
You're playing a generic anime fighting game, but not Dragon Ball FighterZ or
Suck
Dragon Ball
dick,
FighterZ.
big love,
Stupid
motherfucker.
looking ass. Fucking playing, should be playing Minecraft ass looking motherfucker.
I like wet cat food. Yuck. When most people see these anime fighting games, they see nothing more as just a typical fucking, edgy whatnots and bullshit. I mean, granted, you could say that all anime fighting games are pretty much the same. However, I can also say you'll also be willing to eat up all those $60 anime Bandai Namco games that came out every single year, just like the next Call of Duty, that are nothing more than cheap, quick cash grab. Oh. I got a question the other day asking me, what is GG Strive? So 2018 at the time, I was still playing Dragon Ball FighterZ and I was still loving the hell out of it. Now, to me, I still stand by the statement a lot, and I still think Dragon Ball FighterZ is a great game. But one thing that I love the most about Dragon Ball FighterZ as to why I kept playing it and why I got interested in the first place. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna pretend that's not, you guys can't hear that. Give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Shut up! The nice people were doing construction outside. Sorry about that. Dragon Ball FighterZ had to been one of the games that have truly been a huge impact on this channel, and especially on me, for a very long time. Really just setting me in and introducing me to the world of fighting games. I think fighting games overall is probably the most discouraged genre out of many others because of the fact that when it comes to the word fighting games, many people start to think of it as something that's very complex. Because when we hear the word fighting games, we think of frame data, tech, asinine gameplay. Many people, including the people that was behind Dragon Ball FighterZ, being the company known as Arc System Works, that was known for making these sick anime fighters overall, sick traditional 2D anime fighters, if you will. They knew for a fact that many people, involving obviously in the Dragon Ball series, many Dragon Ball fans would obviously be wanting to come and play a game like FighterZ because it had all their favorite characters, it had all the flashy moves that everybody loved and near dear to their heart. It was probably the best looking Dragon Ball game to this date that really accentuated and emulated the anime art style in a very unique way. Turning 3D fighters into literally looking 2D fighters was probably the I have a fucking mosquito bite. But not only that, the game was very accessible to play considering a bunch of Dragon Ball fans were going to get into it. And that being so, they had very simple controls. Being so that you can basically just smash one button at a time and simply just do a combo and pretend to actually look good. In spite of it all, it was pretty fun. I mean, granted, you could have just learned a whole touch of death combo all by yourself, or you can just simply just press one button, mash it if they're not actually doing anything about it, and then go about your day while ruining someone else's. The graphics for Dragon Ball FighterZ is probably one of the biggest things for this game, considering it took 3D models and made them look like they were actually straight ripped from the fucking show. Granted, probably the best CGI we've ever seen since Berserk 2016. I went to go look back at the company that made this game known as Dragon Ball FighterZ and why I loved it so much. And I found out that the good old Arc System Works, being famous for actually making fighting games, actually worked on a bunch of other anime fighters that you guys may have heard of from word of mouth, and especially even from me, or that from what I've heard from other people as well. You may have heard of these titles like Under Night in Girth, Senran Kagura Essential Sex Versus. Wait, that's wrong. Senran Kagura Beach Burrito? Wait, no. The Persona 4 Arena Ultra Sex. Blaze Blue even. Blaze Blue Circumcision Fiction. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle. And of course, Guilty Gear Zerd. From the moment me and my friends touched this game, we never stopped playing day in and day out. Also, Accent Core was really cool. I think it's actually one of my favorites out of the entire series. It was a beautifully well-crafted game, had a bunch of crazy mechanics, which of course would intimidate most people. Any person that picks up any fighting game is probably going to be intimidated by the fact that, oh, these people are actually good at this game. The comparison starts to kick in, and then you start to think that, you know, maybe I don't really want to pick this game up or really commit my time to it. But fuck that! Even though Guilty Gear had all these systems and all this complicated shit going on in the background, besides just the beautifully made graphics, Guilty Gear, despite it being technical, at least despite Zerd Rev 2 being technical at the time, it was fucking fun. It doesn't matter if you were sucking, it doesn't matter how you played, it was just a fun game to play, considering both the graphics, the gameplay, and even the fucking soundtrack coincided and mixed together very well to make a fun experience overall. Not only that, the character designs especially were just fun and all to look at. Granted, they were fucking, you know, typical anime as hell, but either way, still all the more fun. Unless your name was Ramlethal, then yeah, probably I'd be fucking killing myself over and over again, trying to figure out how to do fucking Tyrant and Rave, which I was like, what the fuck is a half circle forward? I still think fucking quarter circle forward is like the hardest thing to do. Hell, even Zemo shit. You got fucking so bad guy. Yeah! And then all of a sudden, he has this move where like he punches you really hard and lights you on fire, but that's not it. And then he had this fucking move called Dragon Install where he just fucking lets it all out and just simply demolishes everyone's health because of how broken he is, and he gets a dope-ass theme song with it. Then you want to beat the sorry bastard the moment the song just says, RADIAR! Fucking dick exploding fire in their face and shit, fucking punching them with fire magic. It's dope. And this is just one character. The roster itself is kind of big, I would say. I think there's like maybe like 25 characters all on its own, but even so, a lot of the characters have a lot of cool moves and whatnot that kind of just makes the game fresh for me. I mean, there's a lot of things that are very similar in other fighting games. My throat's kind of killed, in case you couldn't tell. But, come here, motherfucker! Take this Dragon Installed Tyrant Girth! Yeah! As we were playing this dope game, even though it had all these complex systems and whatnot, we were still enjoying it. But of course, in the year 2019, while we were playing it, enjoying it, complaining about each other's mains because it's such a good game, in a time where Smash Bros. Dominated the fighting game scene because of the vast majority of characters, we were then given the announcement. And I know what a lot of you guys are probably thinking already. Carbon, you're just gonna hype this game up to the point where we actually play it, we don't actually like it, and the rest of the video is just gonna be shit. I'm just kidding, that's a lie. The game is actually really good. This is just another typical anime fighting game that everybody who owns a goddamn body pillow creams over. Like, you make it sound like it's the next Kingdom Hearts game, or the next Persona game, or hell, the next Devil May Cry game, or hell, even a fucking new Smash Bros character. Nobody even cares or even knows anything about the series to begin with. Out of the millions of other fighting games out there, there's no way that this one Weebanese fighting game can be just as exciting, let alone popular. Right?
That is bullshit! Oh my
Yeah, kind of. I think there's really only two things I'll just state off right off the back that I don't like, and I think they're very reasonable all on its own. Connecting to the server, and being in a corner with Ramlethal. So Guilty Gear Strive, being the sequel, or sorry, Guilty Gear Strive. In case you haven't realized, the game is fucking beautiful. It came from anime series quality to straight up anime movie quality. Most people are actually picking this game up because of the fact that it's actually easier. More in the sense that a lot more things are more comprehensible and much more less overwhelming, I would say, from all the other mechanics that they've had in the previous games of Guilty Gear. Very much though, like Dragon Ball FighterZ, they wanted the game to be very accessible to everybody and enjoyed by everybody. So characters look great, the cool moves are still there, and I know I've been gloating about the fucking graphics and just jerking this thing off about Arc System Works just preaching how Arc System Works does a really good job of making 2D animation better than most shows. But most importantly, what about the gameplay though, Carbon? If I'm gonna play a fighting game, I gotta at least know that the fucking online. Guess what? The online's fucking amazing! Lobbies are shit because sometimes you have a hard time failing to connect to an opponent half the time. And along with the online, you have a huge cast of characters that you can also play against and even go into training mode while you wait for the next opponent that you're playing on. The actual gameplay for Guilty Gear Strive is actually really good. It's plays smoothly, it looks great, you can tell what the hell is going on the screen most of the half the time. But don't worry, if you guys are just as lost as what to do or how to really start the game, especially even if you go through the entire tutorial of Guilty Gear that actually makes you play the tutorial, and actually makes you learn the mechanics on how to actually hit shit. There's actually an even more extensive tutorial that is simply the mission mode, which mission mode pretty much allows you to go through different types of missions. Each mission is pretty much a different type of mechanic that the game has that kind of makes you practice it until you actually get it right. It really does overall start teaching you the basics to all the way eventually teaching you how to do combos later on. So you see, you're gonna have your high tiers, your mid tiers, your low tier characters that are fast and very speedy and very just flying across the screen like it's disgusting. It's like literally fighting with soap. Most fighting games kind of make you learn combos so that way you can extend or get the most amount of damage you possibly could in just one combo itself. My point is that this game actually makes you feel like your hits are actually doing something no matter what character you're playing. Granted, of course, you're playing someone like Chip or Milia, you're not going to be doing as much damage, let's say, like maybe Sol, Nago. But speaking of abilities and special moves, there's a very fuck ton of fun when it comes to like the abilities in this game. For an example, you got Kai's transformation, which of course is actually Sol's transformation. He's got Dragon Install, which is not as good as Sol's Dragon Install. Sol's Dragon Install makes you feel like you're a fucking force to be reckoned with. Kai is just, well, what you got from having sex with the gear. No, stop. That's not how the lore is. You know how freaking anal people are about the lore?
He got Dragon Install from fucking
Kai got
Disney.
Dragon Install from replacing his son's eye.
He got Dragon Install from Gear Aids.
With his eye so he can look human.
Someone's guilty and it ain't Sol.
We just didn't see it.
Hey yo, when you think they did it, do you think he pulled off a meaty?
You're not even listening anymore, are you?
Let it be known, ladies and gentlemen, that Kai Kisk, the king of Illyria, has an STGD. That means sexually transmitted gear disease. Or dick.
For those who actually did come from Dragon Ball Fighters and are actually looking for a little bit more high intense action or like some air combos, that's kind of here too. There's this really cool mechanic known as Dust. Once you use Dust and you hold the button and then you hold up at the same time, you then go straight into like this air cinematic where then the opponent and you get launched up in the air and then you can just do an air combo from there. It's pretty cool, especially if the opponent keeps blocking low, so it makes things a little bit more challenging. Whenever you get a counter hit now, there's this massive fucking text that appears on your screen sometimes. Another thing, which I actually had a very big problem with in fighting games, is being stuck in the fucking corner. I know this is a very big thing in most fighting games a lot, where if you actually get into a fighting game, you'll notice that you can't leave this fucking place half the time. There's a wall mechanic in this game where eventually over time, as you slowly start to take damage, get your ass rammed up against this wall, the wall will actually start to crack and then eventually break, shattering you into the next transition, or transitioning you in the next stage. Another mechanic, which I already mentioned, is known as Burst. And Burst is fucking amazing. I love it. Because if you're not getting out camped in the wall, if you're stuck watching a 12-hour cutscene of you getting comboed to smithereens, instead of putting down your controller, what you can simply do is do a burst. Burst has two different variations to it, as burst is very unique. What burst does is simply, if you're in a certain situation where you're getting comboed to hell, you can basically burst on the homies and then you can get some distance between you and the opponent. And then there's of course the reddish/orange, I call it orange burst. This is orange. There's also the orange burst, where pretty much that if you were just run up and burst on the opponent, you can basically not only knock them back, but this can also fill your meter, or tension in this case, which allows you to use any of your special moves or overdrives that you so desire. The character designs are fucking beautiful. I mean, half of them, if you look at them back from the previous games, everybody looks fucking stylish as hell. They all looked amazing, and they still somehow still keep their authentic and original style a little bit, as Sol kind of still sticks with the 80s punk rock dad look attire. and his 1,000 other belts. I mean, the dude is like, wait, maybe like 1 or 2 belts away from becoming the next Kingdom Hearts boss. And then you got Kai, who looked like this typical, like something straight out of Fire Emblem, to becoming one of the most stylish looking swordsmen out of this whole game. And also, cool thing about this as well is there's also mods, and it doesn't seem like they're actually doing anything about like people modding their games and whatnot, which I hope they kind of keep, because considering they didn't give us the Ultimate Edition colors for PC, I'd say this is fair. Even a couple of NSFW mods, which I know nothing. I know. Why you give me boner? Now, to end off this video, obviously, I'm not gonna end off the video without talking about the music in this game. If it hasn't sold you already on playing the game, well, in case you want to know what the music's like in Guilty Gear. All the sound and light seem to be blessing us rock parade. Battle cry. On my last night with you, the trickster was the rock parade. I could also say that any other $60 anime Bandai game that comes out, you'd be willing to pay for and actually... However, I can also say that any other $60 anime Bandai game that comes out with an anime title slapped on it, let's say like fucking SA... However, I can also say that you'd be willing to suck on and show... You know, I think Azure Lane is actually a much more successful approach than this goddamn Guilty Gear game. Ain't that right, Michelle? This is why we should have all stayed slaves. Hey yo, when you think they did it, do you think he pulled off a meaty? However, I can also say those are the same people that are. However, I can also say that you'd be willing to eat up any other of those $60 anime Bandai games that come out for a quick crash grab. Okay, anyways, so. By banging Dizzy, he is now from a low tier to a mid tier. Woo! I don't actually know what tier he was. Woo! Why don't you do some grinding for more subs? Like, you know, play some more Minecraft stuff. You know, things that are actually more relevant in this time. You should be more like that Dream character. Yeah, he's really cool. You should do that. You suck dick, you big motherfucker. However, I can also say that you'll obviously be willing to eat up all those $60 anime Bandai games that come out every year, like the next Call of Duty, that are nothing more than a quick, cheap cash. Fuck you! Damn it! However, I can also say you'll obviously. I'm gonna eat my fucking shirt. However, I can also say that you'll also be willing to eat up all those $60 anime Bandai gays! Yeah! Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, ooh, ooh, da-na-na-na-na-na, ooh, 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 da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, ooh, da-na-na-na-na-na, ooh, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na. I think by the time World of Forge 2 comes out, Yandere Sim might be finished. Just subscribe. Guilty Gear, more like Guilty Queer. Man, you shouldn't be even playing this goddamn Guilty Queer Survive type of shit. Or even this damn Azure Lane or Blockcraft, whatever it's called. You should be playing Dick Cheese 11. Now that's a real game.